Hey guys, how's it going? Brad Riley here and welcome to another video. And in this one today, I'm going to be going through the 3 costly mistakes that you have to avoid if you're a media buyer or Facebook advertiser. If I can help you, I highly recommend you watch to the end because seriously, I've been running ads and me and my team have been running ads now for 4 years and we've spent and generated millions and millions of pounds in profit for our clients. And along the way, we've learned a thing or two. So rather than going out into the field, making these issues and mistakes yourself and learning the hard way, just watch to the end. I guarantee it will help make you a better advertiser and save you some money. Okay, so first of the 3 things, really common issue, common mistake. Hasn't always been this way. This is what I'm talking about from the experience of being in ad accounts daily and having a team of media buyers and dozens of clients that we're working on at any given time. Is that I know what's working in the moment. And one thing that's really working at the moment is broad. It is staying broad. I mean broad in terms of bigger, larger audience sizes. I mean broad in terms of, actually auto placements instead of manual placements and all the above really. Now look, this is often contrary to belief. A lot of people think go as specific as possible. That's one of the benefits of Facebook is that you can narrow down, you can find an audience, say 100,000 people. If you wanted to, you could narrow that down even further to get a really specific group of people who know for a fact would love to buy your products or your client's products. Whilst that used to work really well and can still work and absolutely still worth testing, one thing I've noticed is especially as you get to scale and you're spending lots of money, especially on the top of funnel campaigns for your clients, is that as you're spending more and more money, Facebook is doing a really good job of learning and optimizing itself. So by giving it the freedom to say, look, I'm going to give you an auto placement and I'm going to give you, where possible, broader audiences to play with, Facebook's going to learn and optimize for you. And we've often noticed lately, way better returns keeping things on auto placements rather than manual and going broader with our audiences rather than smaller. Now, what's crazy about this though, is that when it comes to Facebook, when it comes to things like auto placements, I'm not saying to you, don't test it. We have tested this time and time again. And like 9 times out of 10, we're noticing auto placements works better. For example, the way we used to do it is we just go manual placements, everything, chuck it on feeds. And then if we wanted to maybe test some stories, we'd throw that in afterwards. We're actually working backwards now. We're going auto placements, we're going broad. And then slowly what we're doing is stripping back. Maybe we might turn off instant article. Maybe we might turn off right column. But we're working backwards after looking at charts and things like that to see what's working. And we're noticing way better returns from this. Like just to give you an example, we have a client in the last 12 months, we've turned about 100K into about 1.1 million pounds for them in the last 12 months, since last September. And safe to say, they're extremely happy. When we, a few months ago, we went in and we thought, right, let's go in here. Everything's on auto placements. Let's try drag back into manual placements. Let's try putting it purely on feeds, having a separate campaign from stories and going like that and seeing how it works. Honestly, our return on ad spend was cut in half. Don't ask me how, don't ask me why. We're looking at the charts, it's saying feeds is performing way better. Facebook feeds is outperforming Instagram and everything. So we took all that off, we dragged that off, tried to cut some fat, and guess what? Return on ad spend cut in half. So literally the moment we replaced that back to auto placements, our ROAS doubled back to exactly where it was before. Across a lot of our top of funnel campaigns, we're getting anywhere from 10, 15, 20x return on some of these audiences and some way higher. And all of them are on auto placements. This may change in the future, but Facebook is very good at learning itself. So auto placements we've noticed has worked well, and same with audiences. I'm not saying don't throw in some specific audiences. Absolutely do that. Test a bunch of different ad sets and audiences, but try throwing in a complete broad audience. Country, maybe keep age range broad, throw it in there, see what happens. We've noticed on a lot of clients, completely broad audiences, maybe just an engaged shoppers audience with no other interest, work well. Test it, try it, experiment it. If you don't make the mistake of going real specific or narrowing yourself to that, that's a mistake that you can make and a lot of advertisers are currently making in a minute. So just try, go a bit broader with placements, try go a bit broader with audiences, see what happens. Test it, won't work on every client. We've noticed a trend that it has been. Just something to say and a mistake for you to potentially avoid. Number 2, in the latest video, one of the most recent videos I posted, I spoke about the campaign structure. Post-purchase, middle funnel, bottom funnel, top of funnel. Another mistake that I see media buyers make all of the time, agencies make all of the time, is they're not plugging all of their holes. What do I mean by that? Okay. A lot of companies come in, they'll just run top of funnel and they'll just run bottom of funnel. And even when they do that, it's not optimized. You've not plugged every single hole possible. So what I recommend you do, make sure you're not making the mistake of not having a middle of funnel campaign. Social engagers, chuck it on there. Even if they've got a small social media following, small engagement, throw it on there on $1 a day, test it. Because what you'll often find is, yes, it's never going to be the one that brings in the highest conversion value, the highest amount of revenue. But, if you've got a campaign on $1 a day that's on a 10x return, that will positively impact your overall ad account return on ad spend when you're reporting that back to your clients at the end of the month. It's simple, but again, plug all of these holes. Try where possible to not let any of these continually leak, okay? With your bottom of funnel, make sure you're fully testing. Don't just go in there, throw add to cart 30 days, excluding purchase, and just say, oh yeah, retargeting doesn't work. Or yeah, it does work, it's on a 5x return. Cool, if 30 days is working, why don't you create a separate audience, which is 45 days, excluding the 30, test, see if that brings in any profitable sales. If it does, you can then expand that 30-day audience to 45. Just try and plug every hole. Try and get every single dollar back on conversion value and return that you can possibly get on these retargeting campaigns, on these middle of funnel. Same with post-purchase. If you're working with a company that has a lot of opportunity for repeat business and you don't have a post-purchase campaign in, even on $1, $2, $5, $10 a day, you're making a mistake. Don't do this. This is one of the best ways. Even if your top of funnel campaign is, maybe not anything crazy, maybe you're at 1.5, 2, 2.5, but you're not getting anything spectacular, like a 5, 10x return. Overall, if your bottom of funnel, your middle of funnel, your post-purchase is at a higher return, it will bring the whole ad account conversion up, the whole revenue that you're generating for your client up, your whole return on ad spend up. And that could be the difference some months for clients being over the moon with you to being pretty, thinking you're a satisfactory agency. So do not make that mistake. Plug all your holes, get your campaigns right. And if you haven't watched my recent video on this topic, I'll link it down below so you can go and check that out. The third and final costly mistake I'm seeing that agency owners, media buyers are making right now is they are not ensuring that their clients' accounts are prepped and iOS 14 ready, okay? You need to make sure that your clients have everything in place they need to not just, again, be within terms and be iOS compliant, but also to ensure that you, where possible, you've absolutely covered all sides of it. So you're in the best possible place to combat iOS 14. Now look, with a lot of our bigger clients, a lot of our more established businesses, iOS 14 hasn't negatively impacted us like crazy, as in we haven't lost the clients and stuff like that. But iOS 14 has impacted everybody. Our results have gone from being fantastic to a little bit less fantastic. Anyone who tells you that it hasn't is lying. It has made an effect. So where possible, you want to make sure that you're tracking as close as possible, it's accurate, and you're completely compliant. So a couple of things to do that. I will make a whole video on this topic because I think it warrants it. But there's a couple of things here. Number one, make sure your clients have verified their domains. This doesn't take very long. This is something that you could do for them if you're given the the right access. Number two, the conversion API, the CAPI. Make sure that is in place where possible, okay? We often recommend that this is done from the client side just to make everything a bit easier. But yeah, the CAPI, make sure that's in place where possible. And then prioritizing events, okay? The aggregated events. You want to make sure that you've got your highest priority ordered all the way down to lowest priority when it comes to the events. We've worked with a few clients who thought they've set this up properly and they've got it back to front. So they've put their highest priority as lowest priority and their lowest priority as highest priority. This can mess up all the tracking and everything our side. We're doing all the hard work trying to generate these results, and just a small thing like that, a small issue on the iOS 14 side of things can have a big effect on the figures that we're reporting. And again, if we're reporting wrong figures, which are showing actually way less, actually under showing what it is that we're generating for our clients, they could get to the end of the month, look at the results and say, hey, these aren't that great. But that's what Facebook's reporting to us, and it's wrong, and it's incredibly wrong because we've not given ourselves the best shot and double checked and triple checked that our clients are fully iOS compliant and everything's set up optimally. So double check that. the CAPI, verified domain, the aggregated events, make sure that's all in place. If you'd like a video on that, by the way, let me know. I'm more than happy to break down each of those individually in depth so you know how to do it, even show the videos directly to your clients so they can learn how to do it. But again, that's incredibly important. And we're noticing time and time again as an agency, we have a lot of clients who come to us after being burned by other agencies. One thing we're noticing time and time again is there's not very many media buyers out there that actually fully understand iOS 14 and how to combat it. If you are one of those people that fully understands that, you will shine above the rest. You will be head and shoulders above 99% of the rest of the industry. So really important you learn about that. Get your iOS 14 game on, and it will make a massive difference, and it will avoid any costly mistakes like losing clients and underreporting and things like that. There you have it. Hope you found a bunch of value in this video. If you're interested in any high-level training, or perhaps you run an agency and you're looking for a reliable media buyer to run ads on behalf of yourself and your agency, we actually have a white label service below. So someone in my team can jump in, run the ads for you and your client. We fully white label it on behalf of your agency, and it's super fair and affordable as well. So if you're interested, all the links down below are included. So feel free to check it out. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks very much.